Continuing on with which I would consider the second episode of this podcast, we're gonna see how these molecules can not just interact with each other, but make complexes that interact with them. When you have different atoms, as we have seen, they can bond with each other by sharing electrons. This is to be trying to be more stable with each other. They share some electrons because sharing is always nice. We can represent this by diagrams. For example, here we have a carbon atom which is sharing four electrons with four different hydrogen atoms. But this can go far bigger. For example, we have long changes of carbon, and we can also make other atoms in, like hydrogen or nitrogen. Carbon can even share more than one electron with each other. For example, with this oxygen, it's sharing two electrons, which can change the geometrical form of the whole complex, which is really important. Also, they can interact with each other. Different complexes can combine, or one can split into two to create other, even bigger complexes, which it's just amazing because they can interact depending on so many things. They interact depending on how the geometry of this works, how strongly the bonds are, or how the chemical properties of each of the individual atoms is, or in which medium they are. So that's really complex. So that's basically all the chemistry. The all chemistry you have to know to understand it. But how does our body actually do that? Because it's a lot of reactions. Let's dive into that in the next episode.